Seen the SAP UI5 application with single page with a single control, multiple pages using navigations. Let me open the Excel. And also today we will see about the component. So we have seen the SAP UI5 structure, right? It should be like a we have seen only one app and inside one page and inside the controls. Today we will see about the component container and then component and the usage of the component, and then we will deal with multiple pages. So first let us a project in Web IDE folder. Training. So good. Navigation. Is my voice audible? Because few people are not.
Yes, Mohan.
Okay. So we have created one project. Inside it, what we will create? The root folder called web app. So inside the web app, we usually create HTML. This index.html, what it will have? It will have the bootstrapping. We'll create the bootstrapping first before we go with the component. Title SAP UI5 navigations script. What we have, ID can be anything, bootstrap. Resource dot SAP UI code.js. This is our library. Check resources. Then we should mention our theme. Now what we have to check? We have to check whether our core is initialized or not. SAP.UI dot get core dot attach init function. Framework gets initialized, then only we will go ahead with our applications. Okay. So before, what we used to create? We used to create an app and then pages. Inside the page, we will mention the view name. So now what we will see? The SDK and check for the component container. Before that, we have a step called shell. Okay, that we will see later in our training. We'll see later. So now I will start with the component container. Component container, take this component container. Inside the component container, what we have, we should mention the component name. Here I click on name. What it says, it is a component name under the package where the component is contained. So I'll mention the name. I have to mention the component name. Let us say I'll say yes. Okay, this one I have given as a namespace, which should be place this at the body of the content to show it to the user. Place at content, body ID, content, class will be what it says, invalid character. Okay. So now our bootstrapping is done. We have created the component container. And now let me create the component file. The component file should be in the same hierarchy as the index.html file is there. Okay, now I'll create the file. It should be component.js. Component is a JavaScript file, so okay. Component is the reusable unit of our SAP UI5 application. Okay, it is a reusable unit of our SAP UI5 application. If you see in the Fiori, for in the SAP UI5, we are apps, pages, controls. Okay. Now when we go to the Fiori, there will be no there is no concept of index.html. We will use the component for every app. If I go to the Fiori app reference library, Fiori library. Whenever you configure an app, you have to index.html. So the Fiori is a component based application. That is the reason our hierarchy, our SAP UFI hierarchy is like component container, component, and then app pages. Okay. If I go to any of the app in the Fiori, I'll say let me open some app. Every app will get identified using using SAP UI5 component, not the index.html. So the SAP UI5 component is what I could say. It is an independent and a reusable part of UI5 application. Okay, so the component is important when we create our SAP UI5 application. Let me go ahead to the SDK and check for the component. We'll say yes, component is there. Basically, in SAP UI components, one is faceless components, second one is UI components. This faceless component do not have the UI capability. Okay, it will have the service which deliver component and provides us the UI rendering. So in this case, we have to use our root class as UI component because we have to show some pages to the user. So we cannot use this faceless component. Faceless component means what I'm saying is this what I mean as UI components. Right now we are going to use this class as a root class, not this one, because this doesn't have a capability to show the UIs. So we will to start with the component what we have.
Hey Mohan, this
Since
is
it is
Hardik. Mohan, you are breaking in the between. Your voice is breaking in
so
the
well,
between.
everybody is facing the same.
Yeah, Mohan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me connect the LAN. Okay, now I have connected to the LAN. Hello.
Yeah, Mohan.
Yes,
Mohan.
Yes. Yeah, Mohan.
Okay. It is audible, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we were whenever you are going to use the Fiori app, so in that time you are going to mention the UI component, not the index.html page, because the index.html page is same to all the app which we have created in SAP UI5 application. So the Fiori component. Fiori is a component based application. So our architecture should be like component container, component, and then app, and then inside the pages, page, and then the controls. Okay, so now we are going to define the components. Here there are two. Is which has the capability to render the UIs for the users. Okay, this doesn't have the capability to render the UIs. Okay, this has only the capability to pull the data from the backend. Okay, just give only that service. So if I want to show some page, then I have to wrap all my views, XML views inside this UI component. Okay, not this component, but still this UI component is extending from this. This is the base class for this UI component. Okay, first let us create the UI component now. Since it is an abstract class, it cannot get instantiated. So what we have to do, we have to create a subclass for this to access the methods of this particular class. Now we will check if we have any method for creating a subclass. See here we have what is the class name? So the class name should same as like our component name what we have given here. So the same name for the component file which we are going to create. This is our component name. So give this component name. Here. Fine. Basically, this UI component contains two sections. One is metadata section. Is the metadata section, and the other one is the initialization section. And also it contains the routing configurations. If you have 10 pages, you have to navigate through 10 pages, right? That can be achieved through routing concept. For example, I have page 2.
Mohan, Hardik here again.
Hello?
Seems the hello Mohan, Hardik here again. Seems the
Yeah,
issue is still continuing. Like your voice is breaking in between. Lot of time.
not sure. Like I have connected to the LAN.
Hardik,
everybody is facing the same.
Hardik and Mahesh, do one thing. Just disconnect the call and rejoin again.
Okay, thanks.
Sudhakar,
Because
we
I
are
am in the
also
office
facing
and
issue.
Even I am listening without any breaking.
maybe your
Actually,
bandwidth
it's
is less compared to it. Are you guys in the office or
Yes, yes, Mohan, we are in office.
okay? Because I am in office, I have a great bandwidth here.
Okay.
Yeah. Please let me know if I can start because you guys can disconnect and
Palu, you also disconnect and rejoin again.
yeah.
please confirm if you guys rejoined so that I can start.
Yeah, I have rejoined Hardik here.
Okay.
Yeah, Mohan, continue.
Okay. So in our scenario, we are going to handle multiple pages. For example, if we have 4 pages like this, pages under the pages aggregation. Okay, but when you do so, the app will only show only one page at a time. It will not show all the 4 pages in a single go. We have to handle this scenario like we have to create one root app. It goes to the router and checks for the page 2 and then display this page 2 inside the root app. Okay, the root app will facilitate you to display a number of pages through it. Fine, you guys understood?
Once again,
Else how
Mohan.
we are going to do? Yeah. Okay, now we will go inside the component.js and we'll see how we can define metadata. How we can define metadata. Inside the metadata, what you will have? You will have the reference to the root view and the routing configurations of each page. If you have settings available inside the metadata. So now I'll define the root view. So far we did not create any view. So what I will do, we will create a view called folder view inside app.view.xml. What is the extension? View.xml. So now this is our view. Inside it, what we have to define. View. This is the library. Under this library, this MVC belongs to this library of the control view. Okay, now XML namespace, the default namespace, sapi.em. Page. Inside the page, you can have the control. So this is our normal structure. Okay, first let me include this root app reference here in the root view. How will I include? So my view is under view folder dot. What is the view name? Root app. This is our root view. First, let me check if I am able to display this particular login button. Okay. Done. We did not get anything, so go to the inspect and check the console and deliver. What it says, SAP is not defined. What we are missing here? We are missing with what we are missing?
Neon app JSON.
Yes, we are missing with the UI5 JSON. Now we have created the new app.json. Let me execute it again. It says fail to load Yesh navigation components. Okay, where it is checking. Navigation. This one I have mentioned it as a component name, but in our web app folder we don't have a folder called Yash and navigation. We don't have any of the folder like s.navigation. So what we will do before, what we have done before, to refer, we have done in okay. So how we can tackle this? We can tackle this using the HTML tag like data SAP UI resource routes. Okay. Okay. Then it tells the SAP UI5 core that this file is present in the same hierarchy as like our index.html file exists. Okay, this directly goes to the web app. Now let me show you in the network tab to understand you clearly. Okay, let me again run it. So what it access? It access the web app folder indirectly. Okay. Before we used to write sap.ui.local resources to access the local folders. Now we are using the resource routes to directly point it is pointing to the local web app. Inside it, it goes to the view. Inside it, it goes to the app. Now let me check. Still error. It says resources. Show versus null app. We have the pages. Inside the pages, we will have page. There is the page.
Hi, Mohan.
Hi.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's not
Yeah.
audible properly and we are not able to link.
A link in the sense. Oh, okay. You are not able to follow it.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, let me connect it from the other room and check if it is fine. Okay.
Actually, I don't think so. It's issue from. I don't know issue from which side, because many of the people from JDF are facing the same issue.
Okay. A long wait.
Okay, Mohan. So okay. So most of the guy they are not at the desk.
Repeat. Okay, from the component. So basically, this component file. Wrap all our views inside the index.html, correct? But going forward, we will wrap our UI views inside the controller. Fine. So before we used to write like in the index.html creating of app and then page. Inside the page, we will mention our view name. We are pointing to the index.html and then it moves to the view. But here, in the index.html points to the component, and in the component we will wrap all our UI5 views. Okay. So here I have created one view. So now we are going to display this view using the component. So inside the view I have just created one button. Let us check if it is working. Okay. See, we are able to see the button through the component. Fine. If I want to add one more page inside the pages, if I add like this inside page 1, it will not show two buttons here because app only shows only one page at a time. Okay, app shows only one page at a time. Okay, whatever we are trying to do, we have to create a new page and we have to handle the page navigation through the routing concept. Since app shows only one page at a time, we have to create different pages inside the view folder. This page and this page and this page. But technically app will not show all the pages at a time. So we have to create single pages and then we have to move between the pages using routing concept. Now we will see how we can implement the route.
Mohan, I have a question here.
Yeah.
The root that will hold all the sub pages through which we are going to route. So when we land up on the app, will we be able to see the page 1 or the root 1?
You will be able to see the root 1, but inside it you will be able to see the page which you are requesting. Okay, if you are requesting a page 2, I mean page 3, this page, in this root view, this root view is a container first. Okay, be able to see the content of this page 3. You will not able to display this page alone. Okay, you have to display this page through the root view. Root view ultimately shows the content of this page only. Okay, whatever the page you are requesting, that will be shown. Okay, so now we have defined the root view. Before that, we will create one more view like new file customer list dot view dot xml. Here for the quick. Here I have to create only a page. Okay, here what I have mentioned, we have to create only the page. This root will have your app. Okay, I have to create only a single. We'll see how we can route between the views. Here, if I go to the root app, where is the root app? Root app is here. So inside it, if I remove this one and say so this MUC has defined already here. This under the same package we are referring this XML view. Under the XML view, what properties we have? folder and then your view name, customer list. So technically, this is the root app. In our root app, we are requesting to technically we are going to implement in our routing. So now before we implement the routing, we have to initialize the component. Okay. Initialize the component. Will give us the UI page rendering options. But what about this superclass? Go to the UI component. See, what about this superclass? It is the all the configurations, all the methods of the routing. Okay.
Hello, Mohan.
Hello.
Yeah, we're losing you.
Still?
Yes. There are breaks in between your sentence.
Is everybody is facing the same again?
Yes, Mohan.
Yes.
I'm not sure why it is causing. Because right now I'm in a different room than. Because if this continues, then you will not be able to understand the concept, correct? So I don't know how.
Or else, Mohan, you can cancel it for today, maybe.
Yeah, it seems today is a bad day.
Yeah. I don't know. I have changed 3 rooms, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think problem is not from your side, it seems. Maybe we are facing issues.
Okay.
But still, we are all in office only.
Yeah, I understand.
No, Sudhakar, I'm joining from home, but I am also facing the same problem.
Okay.
Okay, today we will